Now let me show you here how I did this flower. I just kind of prepared it to get ready to teach you how I did it here. Okay, so the colors I'm going to use here is just, these are all pretty much all the same colors. This is the lavender, PC 934. And then I go and make it a little darker with the PC 1009, which is the Dollar Purple. And then the real definition, you know, the darkest one, I use the Black Cherry, PC 1078. So all I did here is just the same kind of technique, where I just put the color in and only leaving the middle open for the highlight. So I just flick it in. Flick it in, man. Alright, and then just kind of go around like so. Okay. And then after that, I take the next color, which is that Dollar Purple, and just put that in like so. Make little lines. It's okay if they're not even perfect, because the flowers aren't either, you know. There's different variations. I know when coloring we want them to be everything perfect, but actually the little imperfections that we include makes it look even more better, I think. Okay, so I just throw that in like this, and then after that I take my the white. Oh, and I just used the sunburst yellow for this, and a little cat orange, and then I highlighted it, I don't know if you can see it or not, right there with my white Sigma liner, which is this one here, the Sigma pen, the white Sigma white ink. Alright, now so I just take now my white and then just go over it with the white, like so, using pretty hard pressure because I want to blend all the lines and bring them forward, bring them towards this direction, bring them towards the direction. Don't go sideways or any other kind of weird ways. Follow the direction of the actual petal. Alright, and then just go back and maybe add a little bit more of the darker color to just deepen it a little bit more right in here. Alright, and then just kind of play with it a little until you get it exactly perfect, because, you know, that's what it's about. There's no hurry. You got to take your time with these if you want it to come out right. You just, you know, that's the whole thing, remember. It's about having fun and just relaxing. No point in hurrying, right? I mean, what's the fun in that? This is the fun right now, right? We're having fun, aren't we? Okay. I am. I've actually got the movie Something's Gotta Give playing. As I'm filming this, I do these little segments like I'm showing you, you know, like where I prepare them ahead of time and then just show you these little parts. Well, I have a movie that I listen to in the background, and right now it's Something's Gotta Give. I love that movie. Alright, so I just kind of just do the same thing, and I'll play around with these until I get them perfect to my specifications. Alright, now the outside I'm going to use, let's see, maybe I think I'll use the Dollar Purple for the outside and just make it dark. Yeah, ooh, that looks pretty, doesn't it? I didn't try it or anything like beforehand. I just go with it. When you pick colors, just, you know, you kind of go with the color schemes, and then the little accent colors, like if you lay, like if I were to lay a little bit of yellow over this, it would turn this a little bit more orange. Here, watch. See, if I put a little bit of yellow in here, what happens? How it just sort of puts a little glow, which is fine. You know, you can add different colors on top of other colors lightly just to create a little bit of an effect. You know, like a watercolor or layering, and make it like a deeper, richer color, and it changes the color. You can add a little lavender in here if you want, or a blue, like maybe a nice blue. But I've already put the orange in, so I don't want to muddy it up. If you put colors that are opposite of the color wheel, then it'll be complementary. If you do them when they're right next to each other, it'll make it a little bit muddy, and I don't want it to be muddy. So, all right, so see, now it made that little glow, and it's actually created a good effect. I had no idea I was even going to do that. Just sort of happened while I was talking to you. Okay, so now I'm going to go around here like this, and I'm just going to go around this whole flower, and then we'll move on. I think what I'll do is, I mean, all the colors of the flowers here, pretty much now, I've already taught you about all the different color combinations and things like that. I'm going to probably, I think what we should do is work on the butterfly now and the background, because I'm going to put a background back here. And we want to put that I need to teach you so that you can learn that. But these colors, it's all the same process. I'm just going to pick out the same colors we've been using because I want the same color scheme, you know, to go throughout the piece. So I'm just going to brush off my piece here. Got a little bit of dust going, so you gotta make sure you do that. And another thing too is sometimes here, like on the edges, if you want to take a piece of paper and just lay it underneath, and so that this is a Zentangle art tile, and these are the ones I was using to write my you know, the flower information on, and these are really great. I do a lot of Zentangle. I'll probably make some Zentangle videos for you. But and if you put this here, then it'll keep it from making smears on the rest of all the white parts, you know, as you move around, you know. So that's just a little tip for you. All right, so I'm going to finish this going around this edge here, and then we'll come back and do the butterfly. All right, so everything here is looking good. Now I want to show you something here. This is a little bit more of an advanced technique, but I feel like since we're, you know, learning all this about flowers that you can paint in any coloring book, not only Johanna's magical, all of her great books, but any coloring book. You might need to learn some different little advanced techniques, and don't let it scare you, because I can show you how to do this, and I'll make it as easy as possible. All right, now, you see this, I feel, you know, this is such a pretty flower, and I know it looks difficult, and I'm going to still do this part in here, and I'll show you how to do that too, but it isn't. It just looks that way, okay? And it really makes an impact if you did all of your flowers like that. Wow, I really love the way this one came out. So anyway, let's show you how to do this, okay? And it really is an easy thing. So let's get started on the flower. So let's begin. These are the colors that you need to do this. Beautiful, beautiful flower. I love this. I actually practiced it off my paper to make sure that, because I don't want to ruin my drawing. And that's what you can do too, is like if you want to try different palettes, just draw a little flower or get a scrap piece or something, and then just try your colors before you put it on your in your book. Or in my case, I mean, I print it out because that's just, I print them out because I want to frame them when I'm done. But if you do it in your book, you know, you don't want to ruin your book if you don't like your colors, so you can practice it off the side. So we're going to do these colors here, so you can just pause it and get the powder blue and all these colors. If you can see that, I don't need to name them all. Okay, and this one number here is 1008. It doesn't look that great there. All right, so now here's what we're going to do. Let me grab this. All right, now the very first thing we're going to do, and this is really, it just looks difficult, but it is not, okay? I mean, it's just a matter of doing the same techniques. So just take your powder blue. I mean, you've learned all these techniques that I've taught you so far already, okay? So just take your powder blue nicely, really lightly on the edge. And come down a little bit here, just like this. Come down about that far, roughly, about this far, okay? And now you've got a nice little base. Then you're going to take the non-photo blue and just do the top, just the little tippy tops, and just lightly, lightly, lightly. I'm actually going a little faster. I shouldn't do that. I went slow on the other ones, and then I turned the camera on and then feel like I got to rush. And you know what? That's not right to rush. It's not about rushing, and there's no reason to rush. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to put this nice blue in here really nicely. And I like the effect when it's a little bit darker in the tips. And this one's buried down here, so since it's buried underneath that leaf, you know, having it a little darker. You know, you got to think of those things. Well, you don't have to, but, you know, a little shading. If you want your pictures to really come out awesome, you know, the shading and all that is what really helps to make it unique and, I don't know, dramatic. So there we go. Now we have that in. Look, it already looks great, doesn't it? And it's just simply just putting it on nice and light. Okay, and just think about watercolors and when you're doing it, so your mind will think light, light, light strokes and blending it in, you know. Just use your mind to think about that. Now let's take this the pale sage color, and we're gonna put that right in here, right along the edge and then up, like just blend it in, just like that. Blend it in. Not all the way to the top because you still want the blue, but just blend it in just like that. See that? And you think that, see? Oh, this is so hard, but it isn't. See, it's just easy. It's just a matter of, you know, of course, yeah, I gotta pick the right colors, but. So that was that, and just put that in there. Now let's do the cream to add a little bit of the yellow tone. This kind of, my daughter actually has a little jumpsuit, a little tie-dye jumpsuit, and this is where I got the inspiration for this colors. It was from her jumpsuit. Actually, when I go to Walmart or anywhere like where I see fabrics, I get a lot of inspiration from the colors of the fabrics and things like that to put in my art. So there you go. So put that in there. Now let's grab this the lighter pink, which is the Deco pink. We're going to grab that one and just put the light pink right in here. Okay, and just come down where the white part is, because where the white part is it'll show the pink a little bit more. So when you're putting in the colors, just try to make sure you leave a little bit of that, the actual white open. You can blend the pink in like I'm doing here. So just blend that pink in and up just so it has a nice gradual effect throughout there. All right, now let's take that darker pink, which is just pink. It's just pink. And then we just do the same thing, a little darker on the sides. Come up the sides a little bit and use the little flickering technique here, where you kind of bring the colors out. Okay, and then just like so. Okay, just bring the colors out. Alright, and you got your pink in there. Okay, and then we're going to take the mulberry, 995, the mulberry. And you know, it's funny because when you look at this, the barrel of this, look at the inside. So it's deceiving when you see this in your pencil box and think, oh, well, maybe I can't use this one because it's too dark, and you should use it as the dark color. Well, if you're looking at these two colors, you think that this is the light color, and then after you should shade with this. Well, in reality, it's not that way, because the darker one is actually the lighter one, if that makes any sense. So anyway, let's take the mulberry, and we're going to put that mulberry in here. And this is like a brightish pinkish purple. This is good for shading when you want a deeper shade when you're using pinks and purples, because it's, I don't know, people forget about this pretty mulberry and they kind of leave it in their palette box, and it's really great. People think, oh, let's use the Dala purple because that would be good. But yeah, and that is a pretty color, but this one is a lot. It's more like a, kind of like a fuchsia mixed, I guess, with the other fuchsia purpley pinkish. Okay, so we put that in like that. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? Now, to give the final little pizzazz, we're going to use the Parma Violet, the PC 1008. And we're going to put that right here. We're going to, yeah, me and my multiple personalities, we. Yeah, we're going to do that. Me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. Okay, so we're just going to, I don't know, maybe I do have, what if I do have multiple personalities? I'm pretty nuts, but I'm a good girl. So we're going to come here now. When I was younger, not so good. Okay, so we're going to come up here, and there we go. See that? And I did that little technique. Now, the way to get this smoother, of course, I just mess around and make sure I have the way I like it. Okay, now to get it with the awesomeness, white paper, the white pencil. So put the white pencil in there and bam, look at that, and blend it all together, and you have a watercolor flower that is absolutely gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love this flower. Thank you, my daughter Amanda, for letting me see your pretty jumpsuit that I bought you, of course, but I didn't think about it then until it just popped in my head when I was drawing this, and I thought, oh, that jumpsuit. And my daughter actually came in when I was putting these colors down and said, oh, I love that. That's so cool, Mom. It looks like my jumpsuit. I said, I know, that's where I got the idea. Pretty funny. All right, so now I'm just putting a little bit of blue at the tip just to recapture the goodness. And there you go, and I'll probably add a little bit more in here. You know, you just play around, but the tips, I think if you add a little bit of the blue in the tips, that looks good, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. Look at that. That's so pretty. I love this flower. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Wait till we get to the background. I can't even wait till I get to the background, because all this background in here, this whole area needs to be filled in. And I'm going to do that, and I just need to figure out what colors I'm going to use, because I don't have any idea right now. But yeah, that looks good. This is a little light, but in my head I know that because this is, I can put the darker in here, I can make this one pop out. So I'm just going to go ahead, and there's a few little flowers in here, but you got the idea enough. I don't need to show you how to do like that and like this one. I mean, I will in other videos, but I've shown you so many flowers in this tutorial. I feel like, it's a lot. And these little greens around the edges, maybe I'll show you. It depends on how. It's just, using the two greens, like the techniques that I've taught you before, where you put, but I might do it because I might add some greens and some yellows, and I might do some secrets, Lisa's secret stuff. So if I do, I will turn my camera on. But yeah, doesn't that just look beautiful? All right, now we're ready to put the butterfly in. That's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to make this a shorter little tutorial. And please come back. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be back, and we're going to do the butterfly next and the background. The butterfly and the background. So that's going to be kind of a big thing. Okay, so I will see you soon. Thank you for following me. I appreciate it. Hello, and welcome to part 5 of my series on how to color the magical jungle. This is like the butterflies and flowers little picture that that Johanna has in her book. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to start with this butterfly here, and let's bring out the colors that we need to use for that. So there's a lot of colors in this butterfly. See, that's it there. So let's get in them here so that you can see that. Pull the colors out, which would be cream, the mineral orange, light umber, deco yellow, lavender, non-photo blue, goldenrod, muted turquoise, and parrot green. So get those colors out. And then, or similar colors. Then we got the butterfly continued here, which is the Scarlet Lake, Crimson, Copenhagen Blue, and Indigo Blue. Okay, so now, let's begin by taking the muted turquoise color, which is right here, and lightly just go up like this, okay? And leave a little area for the circle. There's a little circle here, as you can see, so just leave a little area so it has a little circle. You don't want it to be too distinct because, you know, you don't want to like make a round like this. You just kind of go up until you get a nice little circle in there, like so. Okay, and just like that. And then if you have this little eraser, the little kind that you get on the ends of the pencils, you can always just go like that and kind of lighten it up a little bit, and then put it back in a little bit. These take a little bit of work, so this is kind of an advanced butterfly, but it's not hard to do. You just got to know the little procedure. So I'm going to show you that. So hang tight. Just, I know you can do this, so just put that in there like that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is I want to take a little bit of this lavender, the lavender color, and put it right in this area here, just on the tips, just to give it that little hint of lavender on the tip. Okay, just a little hint there. Okay, and we're going to take some of this parrot green and put that right over here. A little bit of that parrot green in here. Okay, and then take the peacock green and put the peacock green in here. And there we go. Kind of come up, just play with it a little bit. A little darker maybe in here. Okay. And then maybe lightly go over it just to blend it a little bit more. Just to blend it a little bit more, like so. And then go back in a little bit here. Brush off my area. And then I'm going to take the a little bit more of this parrot green and maybe lightly come up with this just to get it with that nice delicate look. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That looks good. Right. Now let's do the same thing on these two. So we're going to take that muted turquoise again and leaving another little circle area. Come up and around, and then kind of up and around like that. I'm using little flicking techniques, as you can see. All right. Okay, there we go. And then let's do a little bit of the lavender on the outside. Give it a nice little hint of lavender. Maybe put a little more in this one, keep them a little even. Okay. And then let's do the some of this the peacock parrot green. A little bit of the parrot green, just for like an undertone. And then take the peacock green, and that's your darker color down in here. And then bring that up. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same one over here, and we'll be moving on to the next step. Now let's take the do this little area here. So take your lavender and put this little area right in here. I'm going to take the non-photo blue. This is the non-photo blue. Okay, and we're gonna put it right over here. So just continue here and lightly, and maybe just not go all the way to the edge, just kind of feather it down to leave a little bit of a highlight at the bottom. And just put that in there. And let's put a little bit of lavender, since we got the lavender out. I'm going to sharpen my pencil here a little bit because I need a better tip on it. I want my tip sharper, and if I stick this in the pencil sharpener, it makes it so small. So I just do it like this, and then it gives me a nice little tip. So I'm going to now, and for this, I'm going to do the Scarlet Lake color. And I'm going to go, I need to put some circles in here too. So let's come up like this with the scarlet red. Okay. And do the same technique as we did down there on the other colors. Just, well, this one's red. The same technique that we use there to put in a little dewbopper, and then just make it a little darker down here, and a little bit darker down at the bottom. Feather it up. There we go. And that way we got a nice little base with that. And then now let's take the Crimson Lake, and let's put a little bit of that Crimson Lake at the bottom here to give it a little oomph. A little oomph. Is oomph a word? I think oomph is a word. Okay. There we go. All right, and so now just do this same process through here. So let me get all these done from all this, because you've got the basic idea. So you don't really need to watch me because you saw how I do it. Unless, what the heck, I'll do one more. So let's go through here. Now let's fill in the area just like this, just in here, this little area right in here. Just take it with the Crimson Lake color, and just put it in here. Crimson Lake is the PC 925, and you want to put in that Crimson Lake in here like so. Now we're going to fill in this area here with the Copenhagen blue, which is going to be right in here. And we'll just go around with now let's work on this area right here, and to do that just take the Copenhagen blue, the PC 906, PC 906, sorry about that, and then just come down here, kind of feather it out, leaving that little point darker, and just feather it out like that. Then take your white, or take a white, and just with heavy pressure, heavy pressure, just pull the colors down, kind of like a peacock feather, and just pull it down like so. All right, and then now you have that little graduated little bleed there. And then if you need a little more, like I think I need just a little tad more, and just you can put that in and just bring it around like so. Then take the dark indigo blue, which is the PC 901, and take that and put that right here in the tip. And then go around the entire wing, or it's not really a wing, it's a, I don't know what it is called. The little butterfly pattern. And then just come around it like so. And voila. Now let's do another step. Now let's take the cream color, the PC 914 cream color, and lightly just go around these areas here, leaving some areas white for, you know, a little bit of a highlight. So just kind of sporadically put the cream in, like so. Okay. Just like that. And then we'll do the same thing. Sorry, I have to change glasses. Old lady needs glasses. Lots of glasses. I've got so many pairs of glasses. So just lightly put this in and go all the way around the butterfly. Now let's complete the wing here so that it will look like this. And what I did was add some mineral orange now. And let's put some mineral orange around the bottoms here, and then just in sporadic spots, kind of like we did the cream. Just put it in little sporadic areas to give it a definition so you could see it. So it kind of looks like it's glowing, right? Looks kind of like it's glowing. So I'm just gonna go a little bit even, and then I'm gonna I'm trying to put this so my hand doesn't get in the way for you. All right, now let's go around this edge. Put a little darker on towards its body, and then just feather it out and feather it down here. Just feather it in to this area. Okay. Just like so. Feather it in. Okay, and then up here, let's do it like in a kind of like a triangle shape right in here. So it kind of looks like it's bent in. And then bring that around, do a little triangle in here. Okay, and then maybe go around this top part so that it looks good. Put a little in the middle over here, a little in the middle over here, in the middle over here. Okay, there we go. That looks good. And then let's do up in here too. And then maybe like that. And then let's go up and around the edges of the wings. I got the edges of the wings here, a little bit down in here, and then a little bit in this area over the red. Okay. Now let's do it towards the bottom of the little area, the geometrical area, I guess, little butterfly pattern, and just sort of accentuate a little bit the sides of it. It makes it kind of look like it's a translucent wing, sort of, I guess, huh? And then just fill that in. All right, now what I did was over here I added some black to give it some detail. So I use my favorite pen is the Staedtler permanent pen, and it's just a fine tip. I get a box of 25 of these at a time from Amazon, and they're kind of expensive. I mean, it's like I think 20 bucks, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but totally worth it. They're the best. Okay, now I'm going to just fill in these areas, these little circles. Put them in black. See, it just gives it a little bit of a definition. And then I filled in this area, and then go around these areas here, and just carefully put the black in. So now I think what we're going to do here is, oh, this is looking really pretty. I did the all of this outside edge here, all of the edges here. I just varied with different shades of brown, some sunburst yellow, some, just various different browns and yellows. So there was really nothing to see, and just some greens to make the leaves. So that was all I had to do for that. Now we're going to work on doing the background, okay? So the background, we're going to have to get the colors. So let me get the colors for you that we're going to use. So these are the colors that we need to pull out for the background. Pale sage, the sky blue light, lime peel, which is that green color, and then we got blush pink, some Prussian green, and some olive green, and then a little bit of espresso. And the other one, this 937, and maybe I might throw in another brown. If I do, it'll be probably like a light umber or something like that. Just on the edges, to get a little bit of color. So I just kind of put that there for you, but there might be something I put in as this progresses. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the sage green, and what we want to do is we want the background to have a little bit of interest to it. So just make like a circle where you think you want a little something, and make it really light, just so you have some areas of a little circle, and just a nice little area here, and maybe another one over here. Put another one over here. Let me widen this out a little bit here because I'm a little too close. So we'll put another one over here. We'll get going here, and I'll show you what I mean as this gets going. I'll just do this one little area here so you can see what I mean. So there's a little area here. I don't know. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see if you can see. I'm gonna go a little closer. So you see, I put this in. Yeah, my camera doesn't focus that great right there. It takes a minute to focus, but you can see how light it is. You can see where I put the little circles, but just like I say, just really nice and lightly. Okay, now what I want to do here is we're gonna lightly take the pale sage and just go around the circle area in little circles, just nice and light, little circles, and just start putting in the background. And you can put pressure more and up and lift your hand. Okay, you know, like push it down more to make it a little harder, and then like to define the edges, put the little bit darker, you know, so that you can actually begin to see the edges of the little circles and start building the background. This is all going to be done in layers. So the layers is how you're going to get this effect. So you just keep going around and around and around. Same way, and just go all around these areas where we have the little circles. And just continue to define it, make it darker in some spots. Don't worry, I mean, try to get it nice, but you don't have to worry about getting it like, you know, too perfect or anything, because we're going to add different layers to make more definitions. We're going to add some pinks in there and some lime peel and some other colors just to, you know, but you got the idea. So you just nice and lightly just start putting in the colors. Okay, so we're going to start with that, and I will come back. I'm going to work on this here and come back to you. Now I take my handy dandy eraser here, and what I'm going to do here sorry about that, let me just get that ready there for you. Okay, I just take my eraser here, and in spots where I kind of think I might want to put that sky blue, which is going to be next, this really kind of a light sky blue, I just take my eraser and just take out a little bit of the area so that the blue will show up a little bit more. So I just kind of find little spots where I think I'm going to be putting another color, and I just go over it with my pencil like so, and then I just kind of go around the areas where I want it to be. Then after that I'm going to put in the sky blue. So let me just get a couple little areas out here, and then I'll put the blue in. So let me just grab some areas here, and like that. Okay. Alright, so let me brush off my picture here and get rid of the eraser, all the eraser stuff. Now what we're going to do here now is we take the sky blue that we got, our sky blue, and I got to adjust my lighting a little bit. Okay, then with the sky blue, change my glasses, lots of stuff to do here. Now I'm just going to lightly go over in circles here the areas where I want a little bit of blue to show up. And I just slowly start layering in this blue. Layer it in. And this is really just kind of an act of love, really. You just got to have a lot of patience and have fun. That's the most important part. I might try some eyeshadow in here. We'll see. I have to see if I have the right colors that I need for some eyeshadow. I'll show you that little trick too if need be. I'm not sure yet. I just kind of don't know. So I'm going to go over this areas where I want the blue. Like so. Just continue this process. And this just adds like a lot of, I don't know, it just adds dimension, you know, interest, layers, kind of gives it a really cool, like a watercolor effect. But you do have to kind of work at it a little bit and play with what's going on. Actually, I really do want to try the eyeshadow. I want to see, because eyeshadow is awesome. And I need to pull that out and show you a couple tricks, because I do use eyeshadow a lot. But there's really one palette that I really like to use, and it has like 120 really bright colors, and it's great for backgrounds and shading. And I actually use a white liquid eyeliner to do a lot of my fine linings. That's made by Rimmel, and it's just a white color precise ink liner, and it works a lot better than the jelly rolls. Well, I don't know about better, but just I don't know, it's just really good because it's like a little brush pen, and it goes on really good, and it has a really sharp point on it. So let's go like this and there. So it's starting to come along. Just kind of playing with it a little bit here. I've still got a lot of colors to put in, so it'll start coming together. So you can start seeing it now, how it's starting to get the shapes and the nice little backgrounds. Okay, and just play around. Just keep playing around. Okay, and then I think let's try some let me get some more blue in this area here. Okay, maybe in here. Yeah, that looks good. In there, some blues. Okay, now let's try some, let's see here, some pink. Let's grab that pink, the blush pink, and maybe put in some of that in some spots. And just same kind of thing, just kind of roll it in. And the spots where we left it lighter, the pink shows up a lot better. Okay, and because I'm going to be blending this with a white blender, it'll smooth out a lot of these harsh transitions where you see the pink going to the greens and that type of thing. Okay, see, oh, that's starting to look pretty. So yeah, just continue playing around. So let's do some over here, huh? So throw in some pinks over here. Oh, looks good, huh? Pink. Okay, that looks good, huh? Just keep working at it. Now I wanted to show you something here. I had that idea about doing the eyeshadow. So this is the palette that I use here, okay? This is by BH Cosmetics right here, BH Cosmetics, and it's got 120 colors in here, okay? Which is so cool, because watch this. Woohoo! Look at that. Isn't that crazy nuts? That is awesome. It is so awesome. Okay, and then it has a whole nother tray. All right, this is just glorious colors, right? And I use this for shading and doing backgrounds, especially obviously for backgrounds. But this is really great. So let me show you. Now I've tried different brands of makeup. The real expensive ones, I thought, oh, maybe these will work. They all work pretty much the same. Some of them are more highly pigmented. So, but anyway, this is pretty cheap. I think it's like less than. It's like 15 bucks for all these colors. I mean, that's great, right? So, all right, now, I'm going to use this palette here because these are kind of the colors that I have in the backgrounds. So what I'm going to do is I use my finger. I haven't tried this yet, so I hope I don't screw up my picture. So you know what I better do? I better have some of this. A little bit of Bud Light. That's what I'm going to do. Does that make me a bad girl? Yeah, I guess so. Huh? I gotta show you something. Hold on. We gotta have a little fun when we're coloring, right? Gotta have a little bit of fun. Look at this cool top I have for my beer. Isn't that awesome? I don't know if you can see it or not. It's just a little top, and you just put it in there like that, and so it makes it really kind of cool. So yeah, so anyway, I don't drink a lot all the time when I'm coloring, but once in a while I get in the mood. Now another thing, when I do this eyeshadow, I take a blank piece of paper because it gets dusty and I don't like to get anything on my drawing over here. So I just kind of maybe protect, you know, I have a couple pieces of paper just to kind of protect the area until I blend it. And what I do is, see this? This is a regular beauty blender that you get for doing makeup and stuff. And I also use this, my makeup brush, as well for brushing off the dust, just like I do with my anything when it comes to my pictures. Okay, so let's try this out. I hope I don't wreck it. Let's see what we'll do here. Let's take this grain. Now I use my fingers to blend. That's why I took my nails off. I use my fingers to blend because I've tried brushes, I've tried the applicators, Q-tips and all that, and it seems like it doesn't really work that good. So I'm just going to blot it a little bit, and let's see here. Okay, oh yeah, okay, that looks good. There you go, yeah, that looks nice. So I'm just going to put some in here where I think it would look nice. And it just adds kind of quite a little bit of a really nice dimension to it, doesn't it? So I'm gonna put in some of this green over here. All right, and you definitely got to play around. I'm gonna use a little darker green this time, and just kind of play around with it until you like the look of it. And it does give it a really nice watercolor effect. I think it's pretty cool. You know what? I might use that other one because we do have some pinks in here. This palette has the pinks, but I want to try it on a piece of paper here first before I put it on the paper. So let's see. There's that pink, and then here's this pink. Which pink do I like better? I like this pink better. Oh, maybe not. Wait, maybe that's too bright. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll try this one first. This one here first, just to see, because I don't want to ruin my picture. So let's come over here, and I'm going to put it, let's just put it lightly over here and see what happens. All right. Now, I'm going to, yeah, looks nice. I like the pink. I like that pink. Okay, so now let's put a little bit more over in this area here. Some pink over here. Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to still be using colored pencils because I got to deepen these other areas in here. But I just wanted to, because I got to talking about it, and I thought, I really wanted to try it. So even before I finished shading the picture with the colored pencils, I just kind of got into this. So that's how it goes, right? Art is like, I just get a whim, and I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? So I'm just going to put in some pinks over here. And there we go. Maybe something down here. Maybe a little bit of more. Let's put some blue. Maybe some blue in here. Let's try this blue here. So let's see what the blue. Put a little bit of blue. Okay. Looks good, doesn't it? Yay! So pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. It's kind of fun too. It's like finger painting. I wish I would have did my nails a little bit for you, but you get it. It happens. There's plenty of times when my nails look good for you. Plenty of times when they don't. Okay, so there. Looks really good. Now I think this area here needs a little love. So we got to give it some love. Maybe I'll try a lighter green. See what happens. A little yellowy green in here. And put in another little Maybe I'll just try pure yellow. Throw in some yellow over here. Ooh, that's pretty. I like the yellow. This is the yellow. If you get this palette, this is the yellow that I'm using right here. You can get this, by the way, even at Target, Walgreens. I'm going to put a link at the bottom. Amazon. Just go to Amazon and type in the BH Cosmetics, and then you could pause the video and then do this by following my color choices and stuff like that, if you've been following step by step my video. And then pause it until you get it and then come back to it. Because I know I do that. Like if I see somebody's technique that I really love, I'll just watch it over and over again if they use something special, or like if I try a new colored pencil or something. I use Prismacolor though. I mean, I've tried the other ones. I don't know. I'm a Prismacolor kind of girl. So anyway, ooh, yeah, the yellows. Ooh, it's so fun. This is like the funnest part right here. I think this is the funnest, is just to put this in. Now, let's try a little bit of, what color should we try, huh? What color should we try? Let's try, I don't want to get too scary here. I'm going to try some pink in here, right in this area. Now, I'm not worried about going over the picture underneath because I can erase it with my fine little handy dandy eraser. Plus, I'm going to go over the black again with my pencil when I'm done. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Now, let me show you something here before everything gets too carried away. I need a little bit more of this, though, I think, in here, because it's kind of lacking in the love area over here. So I switch fingers, you know. Sometimes I'll wipe it off like I should do, but let me try some of this bluish green, maybe right in here. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Look at that one. Ooh, that's bright. But I'm not worried about it because I'll show you why in a minute. So let's go up in here. All right, so now we got a little watercolor effect, okay? The first thing I got to do is, well, I'm going to close all these up. First of all, move them out of the way. All right, now, first thing I'm going to do here is take my brush and brush off the dust, just so that it's not all over the place. So I just brush it off, okay? Now, I grab my blender, okay, my blender, and I need to make sure, because I use this a lot, I just want to make sure that there's nothing on it. See, there is something on it. So let me find a side that doesn't. So this side is clean. So now I can wash this out, but I didn't before I did this because I didn't even know I was going to do it. So now watch what happens when you go over it with the blender. Okay, it really lightens it up. See? So like if I go over an area, like this area here, how it's kind of a lot, when I go over it, it really lightens it up. And then I just go over it, and it gets rid of any of the extra fine dust that was on there. So I just kind of blend it all in, and then wipe it off so that my edges are nice and clean, and voila! There's a nice little black background. Now I could still go over this with some colored pencils and to further define it. Let's see what happens if I take out some of these areas to see if this brightens it up a little bit. Going like a little halo circle. Just because I lost a little bit of my colors, and if I do, if it gets too much, no big deal. Like in other words, I don't like to have like a actual so it looks like a circle. I like it when it blends out. So you just play around with it until you really like it. Just go around the edges, and then, you know, like this area here might be a little heavy, so I'm gonna just lighten it up a little bit. If you lighten up too much, then you just lighten it up and then start over. You could put in, like this is a little heavy for me, so I might have to work this area a little bit to get it to look right, because this area is a little heavy, and it looks better now that I've lightened it for sure. So see, just go around like that, and until you're happy with the situation. Okay. All right. There, that looks much better now that I lightened it, doesn't it? And I kind of like this dark like this, but I'm going to lighten it just a tad bit. I'm using just a really nice light pressure, and then letting the eraser do the work with the leftover little specks that it leaves. When you're using the eraser, little pieces of it, I don't know if you can see that, but little pieces of the eraser comes off, and so I just kind of let the eraser do the work. So I'm going to use turn it on the side and use that fine point to get that circle back, and maybe one over here, huh? Yeah, that's good, huh? Yeah, just to really add some accent. Now, if I think that that's a little bit too bright, I'll maybe say, all right, well, let's put in some green and some yellow here. Dab it in a little so it's not quite so bright. Come around here. There's so much you can do. I mean, I can play with this and play with it. So, all right, so now let's get back to using our colored pencils again. I brush everything off, okay, and I need to finish, this here needs to be deeper so that it has that really rich effect. So this is not done here at all. So we're going to do the finishing touches now. Okay, so this is a time for me to have a sip of my beverage, my little beverage I have going. And I'm going to put this away and I will be right back.